Elliot Twiggs, Joyfully Rich, Elliot Twiggs.
You and you and you are so lucky to be sitting here right now. Boy, have I got something to share with you during this economic recession. I'm willing to share the secrets to my riches for free. And everything I needed to get rich is located right here in this black briefcase. But it's mine, so don't even think about touching it, okay? Now, if you want to get rich, you need to make an internal decision to get rich. Now, close your eyes and visualize yourself living a rich lifestyle. If you want to get rich, let me hear you shout, "Oh yeah!"
Oh yeah!
Others of you are okay with being broke up here. Mr. Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, my journey to riches began back in 1999 in a city in the Philippines called Dumaguete. I had no idea what to expect as I embarked on a 2-week service mission trip. We visited local schools and orphanages and even helped build a church. I remember sweating profusely as I used this hammer, wondering why I had come all this way to labor in the hot sun for people I didn't even know. You see, before traveling there, I thought life was tough for me. My mother did the best she could to raise my older brother and I as a single parent. Often I wondered why we couldn't have that fancy car with air conditioning or live in a big house with a swimming pool and jacuzzi. Is anybody a parent of a teenager here? You know that sometimes it can be very selfish, right? At the age of 13, seeing other people living in destitute poverty helped me to realize how selfish I had become. And so thanks to this hammer, my riches began to accumulate. In the summer of 2007, I volunteered for 2 months in Nairobi, Kenya, assisting needy children. I lived in a boys' orphanage where I helped with cooking and cleaning, as well as counseling and tutoring the children. We also played football, made balloon animals, and practiced and performed magic tricks. Thanks to this hanky, I got a little close with the one child. His name was Safari, a 10-year-old Kenyan boy. And no, I'm not as good as that David Copperfield guy, but he was impressed by my magic tricks, just like you are. Whoa. And he begged me to show him so he could teach his friends. One night after dinner, I felt intense abdominal pain. Safari noticed and did something I will never forget. He offered me his HIV medication. He said, "Elliot, if you're not happy, then I'm not happy." Oh, I was shocked by the self-sacrifice and compassion that could come from such a young child. Despite his misfortune, he had a strong desire to alleviate my pain by offering me the only thing that was saving his life. As I used this hanky, I got a little richer. Last September, I went on a medical mission to the country of Vanuatu, located in the South Pacific. After riding in a truck ride for 3 hours, hiking for 7 hours in the jungle, and crossing the raging Jordan River over 30 times, I finally arrived at a village called Villa Nameos. They welcomed us with an incredible Toastmaster ceremony and a humongous plate of food. Now, to this day, I still don't know what I ate. But you have to imagine, after 7 hours of hiking, you're pretty hungry and would eat anything. Well, almost anything, considering they used to be cannibals. And as you can see, thank God I wasn't on the dinner menu that night. Early the next morning, I began treating their cuts and wounds with my secret weapon, hydrogen peroxide. Everyone gathered around because they were so intrigued by what we were doing. After I cleaned and bandaged a 6-year-old girl named Sarah, she looked at me, smiled, and gave me a big hug. I could see in her eyes that she felt loved. A simple act using hydrogen peroxide made her feel special, made her feel valuable. In case you haven't noticed by now, this speech will not help you grow your bank account. If you don't believe me, Take a look at my wallet. And no, it's not just a prop. Why are you laughing so much? Can you relate? Remember back in February when we anxiously waited for the tsunami to strike our islands? What were you thinking about? Most people made it a priority to spend time with their family and loved ones because it's the relationships in our lives that matter most. Our society has been indoctrinated to believe that becoming rich with money and obtaining all these material possessions will make you happy. But it's simply not the case. The people I've met in the Philippines, Vanuatu, and Kenya are the most joyful people I've ever met. Take a look at these pictures of Safari and Sarah, and notice the joy on their faces. They are completely content to just have their basic needs met, like food, clothing, and shelter. Can you imagine how they would react to eating a Krispy Kreme donut? I'm sure their taste buds would be ecstatic. And you don't have to travel to a foreign country, but you can look for opportunities every day in your sphere of influence to get rich. I want you to be rich in service, filled with compassion, and abundant in love. In my case, I used a hammer, hanky, and hydrogen peroxide. But your tools may be different. When you give to others, the joy and the riches you acquire in return will bring joy like you can never imagine. So let's seize the opportunity to impact someone's life today. I don't want you guys to get loud on this. If you want to get joyfully rich, let me hear you shout, "Oh yeah!"
Oh yeah!
Mr. Toastmaster.
Please now for 1 minute silence for the judges to mark the ballots.